Hey folks, long time no see. I know, I got a lot catching up to do. I August, summer was crazy. You know what? I just couldn't figure out a way to film as much as I needed to get the content out and get the work done. And to be honest with you, work was more important to get done this year. I had a lot of projects I really wanted to get done, and the weather got good, and I kept working all day, and you know maybe it's because I'm getting a little older, but by 7-8 o'clock at night I'm exhausted. I can't put 2 more hours into video production. My mind isn't there. Blame my age, blame my ADHD, I don't know, blame whatever you want to blame, but I'll use them for excuses of why I haven't got any production out. But a lot has happened. I'm in the middle of a project right now, and I just figured I gotta get at least a little film done, so that hopefully over the next week I can get something out. Probably not what I'm doing right now, maybe, but the water feature I'm going to do a whole thing on, and a bunch of other projects. I got a lot done, had a lot going on at the farm. One of the things that happened just recently, I think I have some pictures that I'll add to the video, but I harvested last Sunday. The grandkids came over, and we got all the pumpkins harvested, all the gourds. I mean, some of the plants are still growing, but we got everything out of there. It turned out to be a great year. I got pictures of all the leftovers that I took to a local daycare that had good use for the leftover pumpkins and gourds. They're the people that go to that daycare, not necessarily financially strong, so I donated all the leftovers, just so hopefully the kids had some type of pumpkin, and families had a gourd or something nice to decorate the house for in Halloween. The garden's finally coming to rest a little bit. I still may pick some tomatoes. I still got a ton of plums. My beefsteaks are finishing up, but I got a lot of plum tomatoes in there. I mean, I filled one freezer. I haven't processed anything. I don't have time for that. Look at all the tomatoes. I hate to see them just sit there, but time is time. I probably got 20 bags frozen. I just cut the stems off and freeze the whole tomato. I got all winter to throw them in the pot, make some sauce, make chili, whatever I want to do. I got some peppers to process. There's no frost in sight. This is October 2nd right now. Still no frost in sight. Actually, we're going to have 3 or 4 days of up to close to 80 degrees. Goes down in the 50s at night. So I'm actually, another additional task I got each day is I got to at least stoke up the insert down in the house just to warm the house up a little bit for the rest of the day, so I'm not burning anything else. I do like a warm house. When I first moved in, I went from the driveway over to about there and cleared it all out, and then moved it across the street for the fall pickups. The town here picks up fall and spring, and I got a couple 100 feet frontage in my house, and I filled that up twice so far, and I think it's going to be 3 times at least, because I went from there all the way over to there, and I still got some more to clean up. But 2 weeks ago, there was still nice and dry, and the ground was real hard. If you watch any of the videos, you know my soil gets really wet when it rains, and it's tough to do anything with. Probably some of the problems, you know, I had with my garden this year. So while it was dry, I had to get that out, all the brush, and it was thick, and it was a mess, and there was a lot of vines, thick vines. I think I probably moved the one. So I still got, so what I had to do is stage while it was dry. I couldn't move it to where they're picking it up across the street because I couldn't leave it out by the road for a month. That's just not the smart thing to do. And it's not really my property just to kill their grass. So I staged it on my property on this side of the road while it was dry in case we got major rains, which there was a couple days there that they called for some rains. Really didn't get anything. It's still bone dry here. It's crazy. But I got a lot over here, and I still got more I gotta move over. It's a real mess now. Because I'm moving it with the forks on my tractor, picking up as much of a pile as I can and dragging it across the street, which drops a lot. I mean, it's still worth using the forks, but it drops stuff, and I have to then get off the tractor and clean up the road every time I take something across. But I got a good, I don't know, that's 40 feet already, 40 feet by 10 feet by 4 feet high, 5 foot high of material that I moved over. Of course, after I move it all over, then I gotta go and pick up all, which happens the same thing down by where I'm pulling it out when I think I got some pictures of that you'll see. That this stuff it's not easy to do. Yeah, I think I grabbed that big vine. I have pictures though that I'll pop in there to show you how big that vine was. It was unbelievable. So the goal is to pick up most of this garbage this afternoon that's left, get it over across the street. I'm not too worried about cleaning this up, even if it's raining. I got a couple weeks. The grass isn't growing that much, and cleaning up here and putting over there isn't hard to do. Once I get the bulk of this across the street, I want to try and get out a little more, because there's definitely more that I want to get. We'll take a quick walk down. Here's a new friend that I was mowing the lawn last night out here because I wanted to get it cut tight, and I didn't have to mow it again for a week or so while I was moving back and forth and had all the garbage. And all of a sudden this big fly, I don't know what, I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like, from about 6 feet away, it looked like two dragonflies stuck together, because the wings were thin and long, and it was about 5 inches long. I had no clue what it was. I couldn't, my eyes aren't, they're not perfect. But it was 6 or 7 feet away, and I couldn't figure out. It didn't look like something I was normally seeing. But I watched it, and it landed over on the fence on the garden. So I got off my tractor, walked over to the fence, and it was a praying mantis, which they do. I don't think they fly a lot. I have to look it up, but I think they can fly. But I think he just got to the fence, and boy, he just made it to the fence. I think he was exhausted by the time he got there, because it's a big body, these little wings. I gotta find out how much they normally fly. I've seen a praying mantis. I never saw one fly, and I don't think I've seen a live praying mantis. Maybe when I was a little kid. Another thing about this farm, you've seen the stick bugs that I found, and then we got not only a locust, everyone's got locusts around here, but cicadas. We have them around here that I've had pictures of. The diversity and good insects I've been very impressed with around the farm. So vines, oh my gosh, vines, grapevines, trumpet vines. They are the worst thing to mess with. They're up in the end, like, so this is about, I mean, these trees I actually would love to take down also. It all depends on the time. Box elder is a scrub tree. I don't want it here, but it's not as important as getting everything else out here so we can just clean it up. It was piled up brush. You couldn't walk through it. And it was wood and all sorts of things that the previous owners just let pile up and grow. And a lot of small box elders. I still got some wood. And it's not easy to get out. I tried to get in there with the forks of the tractor and loosen it up. And I've already broken, I've only broken one hydraulic line so far this year. But the funny thing is I've broken 2 hydraulic lines since I had the tractor, and the first one was last fall moving out the brush. The steering hydraulic line is right underneath the tractor. If I don't see it and a branch gets under there before I can catch it, it snaps that off. So unfortunately, I did that once working on this project, and it's not easy. The hydraulic line actually connects up into the steering column, which I should. The mechanic told me I had to take the steering column apart to do it. I didn't have time for that. I squeezed my little fat fingers in there, and I was able to get it connected. And I'm back up and running. But I got a lot of brush. I still want to clean out a couple woodchuck holes around here, but that I gotta get the varmints out of. But just, I think there's one nasty junk in there that I'm gonna save. But I got a box elder there. I want to get rid of a couple box elders over there, these stumps, and just all this garbage. I would like to get more of this out before the end of the year. It'd be nice to get some grass in here now, but I'm more concerned about getting the brush out of it. And I can worry about that as another project. It opens it up, it cleans it up. I can see down from the house more. I mean, you can't see the house when the leaves are out. You still can't see the house from the road, but at least now that I can look down from the deck and I can see the farm area a little better. This pile was wood that they had stuffed in that clearing that I just cleaned up. Nice and dry, but again, another pile of wood that I got cut up. It's a team of one, and no matter how much I talk to myself, there's still only a team of one. But one of the other projects, which I think I showed you a little bit about, but I did not, I don't know if I showed you the finished product. I haven't finished the walls. That's not something that was, this whole thing really wasn't on the project to get done this year. I wanted to put the base in for the patio up on top, and I had this patio stone, so it's like, all right, I'm gonna put this in also. So I got the patio in, this really nice little patio for a fire pit. Stone I got for free from my daughter's in-laws. Thank you, Steve and Roberta. Come to look at the stars at night too, so we can have a nice fire out here, but also look at the sky, because it's fairly clear as long as I don't look towards the city. All right, well, little tour. Just wanted to give you a little heads up. I'm still around. I'll be starting to publish more. The more I slow down outside. The no indoor projects that are critical. I got some in between. One of the things that has been taking my time away is I have been working with AI a lot more to build some code. And I'm building a website, not necessarily for the farm, more for farm and garden resources. And we'll talk more about that. A team for coding. I got ChatGPT, I got Copilot. I've used my learned lessons from 20 years ago when I worked at Xerox of how to build software. Never knew how to code, but I did run a development team, so I understood coding and testing and process for testing. Yeah, we'll go into that a lot more later. So take it easy, folks. Talk to you soon.